Hey guys, happy Monday.
Good morning.
Morning. It's Monique Bradley here.
And Pete Ward here.
We are from Your Fix Communications, and today is a great day. We are talking to you about what we're doing right now, which is all about live streaming and connecting with people around the world. So we actually have been live streaming for, I don't even know, maybe 4 or 5 years.
At least 4.
We started out back in the day with, I wanted to start running, I used to be a children's entertainer, and I wanted to start doing Sunday morning storytelling and magic shows like we had when I was a kid. You know, that when you listen to the radio and you'd listen to a story, I thought that would be a really cool thing to bring back using this new platform of technology, what we call over-the-top technology, to be able to broadcast to more people. So we started with that, and we looked at integrating video content and having live action so that I could chat with people, similarly to what we do now. And that progressed into being some of the first people to actually live stream live cooking demonstrations, which we did with MasterChef judge Ray McVinney. So we actually live streamed with him for 2 years, was it? I think it was.
About 2 years, yep.
Through that, we got to work with Dilmah Tea, the international tea company, celebrating Ceylon Tea's 150th birthday. So with that one live stream alone, we reached over 1 million people. And we've done everything from live cooking shows to TV shopping style segments through to live music. We've had a DJ, Pete's son, Nathan. Shout out to DJ Nathan Ward. He came into our previous studio, and we live streamed a DJ set with him and his former DJ partner. And we've done all sorts of things. Everything amazing you can imagine. And the reason why we love it is it's an opportunity for people to be able to connect and comment and chat. We even had our own Friday night comedy show. It was a bit like Saturday Night Live like they have in America, but there were less sketches and there were just more segments talking about life and encouraging people to chat and get involved and celebrate life. So good morning, you guys. It says there, vote for me on Facebook. That's just popped up. Pete's actually experimenting with new technology to show you guys what's available with live streaming today. We're going to show you some of the cool stuff that's possible, a little bit like TV, but we're going to break it down into the simple things that if you're getting started with live streaming, the things that you need to know to get yourself up and running. So first of all, yes, you can, if you want to use your phone to live stream straight to Facebook, you can do that. You can also live stream straight through to YouTube. However, some people want to live stream across multiple platforms, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about how we're able to do that. In fact, today we're going out through Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and I believe Periscope, which is owned by Twitter. So. Hopefully it's all happening. Now, as always, because this is a live show, right now, if you're on the live broadcast with us, you can ask questions, you can say hi. Chances are your comments may even pop up on the screen today, if we can make that work, because we're testing out the technology. And if you're watching this on demand, if you have any questions at all after this live stream, you can actually send those questions to us if you've got anything to do with anything in the digital world. So our business, Your Fix Communications, is all about helping business owners and entrepreneurs grow their impact in the digital world. So for some of the projects we work on, it might be with dealing with their website, helping with the messaging, helping with the content structure, the digital sales process, landing pages, through to it might be overseeing their social media and creating strategies around that to help themselves get out there, through to, in some instances, it might be live streaming or video content, advertising. Oh my goodness, what else? Training. We do a lot of training and mentoring and coaching in this digital space to help people reach their ideal client in a more meaningful and authentic way. So when it comes to anything in the digital world, where you go to, people, often we are creating a bespoke fix for every person that we deal with, because no two businesses and no two clients are ever the same. So nothing we do is cookie cutter, I can tell you that. And it's very much about understanding who you are, who your business is, and how we can help using a vast, ginormous toolbox of tools that Pete and I have amassed over the last 20 years. Hi, Jill. Good morning to you. Nice to see you. So Pete's background, because I know he's actually sorting all the technology right now. Pete's background, he spent more than 23 years in IT. He actually pioneered online learning in New Zealand. So he was a leader in that, and he was one of the first to air with a broadcast studio for live streaming as well. So our business normally follows alongside the trends that are happening overseas to enable New Zealand businesses and Australian businesses now to future-proof themselves. Oh, look.
Yep.
You can see there, Pete says, hi all. So the comments are up. If you are on the Your Fix Facebook page and you're watching this, you can actually say hello. I'm going to test it now. Pete, do you want to very quickly tell people a little bit more about your background?
Yep, okay, while you're testing that. I was a second chance learner. That means when I left school, I had absolutely no qualifications, and I did basically ended up doing nothing on the dole for most of my life. And what happened was I retrained when I was an adult, okay? And by doing that, I changed my life because I had a bit of paper. There's Monique Bradley's comment there you can see coming up.
Hello, everyone.
I think if I put all of the comments on in a row, I think it goes over your face. So
whoopsie, yeah,
I
don't do
think
that.
you'd be happy with that.
No.
And by retraining, so basically you can see.
Oh, morning, Jeffrey Andrew, by the way.
Oh, g'day. It's we'll see whether that.
He shared that on my page, so you won't see that.
It's on the watch party, so that we do have two of them running at the moment. We've got computers all over the place. Changing my life by retraining as an adult made a major difference. So I worked my way up and from doing IT. So it was an IT qualification. So I went into a school. So I have an education background now for the last 23 years. So this is over 23 years ago when I started playing around with computers. And by doing that, I worked my way up into being an IT manager, and I ended up with the official title of Virtual Learning Centre National Project Director. And what that was the very first distance and mixed modal learning centre in New Zealand. It was the first online learning program rolled out from any education tertiary institute in New Zealand. So we rolled that out across 47 sites, and I trained 12,000 students through that. So what I'm saying is basically you can teach an old dog new tricks, and I'm proof of that. And what I got to do was retrain other adult learners who were having their first chance at it too. So second chance learners, they got a bit of paper as well, and I know for a fact that it changed communities and it changed lives. It helped people get the confidence to start businesses. In fact, we met somebody who had done my course, and several years later bumped into her, and she'd started her own very successful business based on the fact that she had retrained herself as well. So get out there and pay it forward, people.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it comes back to you. It comes all the way back around, and it feels good when it does. So
certainly, it's really true, Pete. And I think for a lot of us, I was reading some articles around the Gen Xers who are our age, and even the boomers who right now, because of what's happening globally, are having to literally retrain themselves and learn new skills to be able to get their businesses or their services out there in a different way. And I believe that the rollout of this is actually going to impact us for at least the next 3 to 5 years. So it's important right now to really consider embracing technology and thinking about different ways that you can potentially connect with more people globally, or offer your services in a different way, or sell your products in a different way that you may never have considered before. And live streaming is a really great tool to help your business right now. My background's really different from Pete, so I was a complete technophobe and I never touched a computer till 1998. My background was actually in film and television, so I ended up with a degree in theatre and film and a postgraduate diploma in film and television production. So I was always primed and geared up to speak and do things like this. However, the technical integration to make that happen, oh, look at that, share your thoughts with us now, I love that. The technical integration to make that happen was never my strength. So I knew I could deliver on content, and I always know what to say at the right time and how to say it. And I teach a lot of other people how to do that. Being able to use technology to do that means you are now no longer confined to the person in front of you or the group of people in front of you if you're speaking at an event. You're now confined by the ability you have to embrace technology. So even if you can grab your phone and start streaming and sharing content in Facebook or start streaming to YouTube, this is one of the most powerful tools you have at the moment to get your business out there, to future-proof your business. And embracing the technology now means that in 5 years' time, your business will continue to be available, to be in the market, to be relevant, and to connect with your ideal client.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the long and the short of it. So
Yep.
I'm all about the messaging. I'm all about the way we connect with people and the content. And Pete is the brains behind the infrastructure that we use, which kind of takes us to the first content piece
Absolutely.
today in today's live stream. Pete, what's
Okay.
your topic?
Okay, so we're going to be talking about getting your platform sorted. Have a think about the platform you want to go live on. So, for example, if you decide you want to use YouTube, you can live stream directly to YouTube from your webcam if you want to. Obviously, you can do that to Facebook as well.
Oh, and a good question coming
Yep.
in from Jill.
Yep.
Should I live stream in portrait or horizontal? Ooh, that's a good one.
Great. Put that on the list.
I'll just put here, I'm going to type that into the stream so it comes up on
the other one,
the
let's see
comments
if we can-
feed
Yeah, so we can do that.
from Jill. Okay, Pete, keep going.
Yep. Okay, YouTube. If you want to go using a computer and capture card and a camera, that's probably a better way to go. We're quite complex here. We've got multiple cameras all over the place and multiple things. I will show you through the studio one day, but it won't be today. You need to know something called a stream key, and it's like so YouTube server or Facebook server is sitting waiting for video to turn up, and the way it knows where to put it when it turns up, whose channel to put it on, it uses a stream key. So you have to be aware, you're going to have to learn a few little technical things like that of what a stream key is and how to use it. But once you've done it once, it's sweet, you're easy, you're away. So,
And a great example of somebody who is doing that is, and this is what triggered the topic today, Judy Cranston. Amazing. Shout out to you, Judy.
wow.
She is the owner of, there it is. She is the owner of an incredible kids educational tool called Kindy Rock. She created a whole lot of educational music and videos for children, watched by millions of people around the world. So she contacted us, or us as in Pete, yesterday to find out more. So her setup is she's actually live streaming using her laptop computer and is using something in between her computer and the channel that you stream out. So she's wanting to stream from her computer to YouTube, and she's using some software called OBS software to do that, which is kind of a little more complex than we would normally talk about, but we want to show you everything so you understand and can ask questions around it.
okay, so this is just, as you can see, swapping over to the other computer here. This is when we used to stream with Ray McVinney. One of the things you should do is the reason you would use OBS is you can use intro screens and outro screens. You can mute microphones when you need them. You can do all sorts of complicated things like play in videos that you already have pre-recorded on your hard drive. You can see here, that's just a simple mode. You can go to studio mode like that, and you can basically decide, you can pull in, so on the right hand side is what's going out live on your called a program, and then on the other side is preview. So you can preview something and you can see it doesn't go out until you're ready to switch it across. So you've got a lot more control.
And is it the transition button
right
up the
at the
top
top.
that flicks it out?
Okay, so that
There we go.
Boom, across. So that'll make that live.
So this is kind of how we make TV at home.
Yeah. The reason we use that, and we use another one called Memo Live, which only runs on a Mac. And the reason you do that is for control. So you basically, like I said, you can mute microphones on, you have all your scenes set up, you can step through them all, you can play videos, you can complete control. You probably need somebody else to run it, though. That's the only thing, is you're getting a little bit more technical. You can have multiple cameras in there, you can use multiple webcams, you can do all sorts of things.
It's pretty fancy, to be fair.
Yep.
Jeffrey Andrews said, love OBS. Isn't it brilliant?
It's great.
Even I've had a tiny little play on it, and it's pretty darn cool. Today, Pete's actually running Memo Live as well, which enables us to have comments on the screen. So, Jeffrey, if you want to pop over to the Your Fix Live, you'll be able to comment, and your comment should show up on the screen as well. You're currently watching a Now Watch party.
So, yeah.
That's a good question, though, but it comes back to, I guess, where you're at, like your level, right?
Yep.
And what you're wanting is an outcome. So that's talking more TV, right?
It's talking more TV and more control. So basically, you're getting yourself ready. You notice when we start, we always have a start screen. So we're refreshing computers and taking keys across and adding them in.
Getting a drink of water.
Getting those comments going. Not really. We're doing technical stuff, just ready to go. And obviously, the microphone is muted. And then when we're ready to go, bam, we turn it all on with one click of a button. It all automatically just transitions straight on. So that's the control thing. If you're just happy with starting it and then kind of going, oh, hi, I'm live, then if that's all you need, then that's good. But you can also go into YouTube and trim off the fronts now. That in the studio, you can trim off the front and the back of your videos. So if you've got, okay, that's it, I'll see you later, guys, and then you have to rush over and turn it off, you can actually chop them off now. So it depends on, whether you're just doing it by yourself or whether you want complete control over it.
So when it comes to platform, you've got options. So if you're a gamer, a lot of gamers use Twitch. We also use Periscope, which is linked up because we can stream to multiple channels at the same time. So it's linked up through a third-party software called, what's it called?
Restream.
Restream.io. It depends what you want. So if you've got a Facebook group, you want to probably use your phone. And make sure it's in shot. Use your phone and you can live stream straight into the group. Really handy. Now, Jill was asking before, should I shoot portrait or landscape? I believe with live streaming from a phone, you can only shoot. It will only go into portrait anyway. Once you turn it sideways, you'll just look sideways. So that is a little bit limiting.
It used to work.
But they've changed a lot of functionalities. Like you can't bring in other people into your live stream anymore. So lots of features have changed. So if you're in a group, or if you're shooting straight onto a Facebook page or onto your own profile, you always want to shoot portrait. However, if you save that content and you want to put it into YouTube, that's where the problem is, because of course you've got this tiny little bit of footage in the middle of that big widescreen box, and it looks a little bit odd, to be fair. So you may want to consider, and the reason why we talk about that is we talk about resharing content, using one really good piece of content and sharing it out to every platform possible. So you have to think about what's going to be most important. Is it worth starting a stream onto YouTube first and shooting that way, which means you can share that the right way into LinkedIn, you can share that the right way into Facebook as well, or if you just want to go through to your Facebook audience because that's where they are and you get the most engagement, then you're going to shoot portrait. So I hope that helps, Jill. Also, because you're talking about product as well, just keep in mind that when you're shooting portrait, you're very, very limited as to how much product you can actually showcase in a shot, which is, again, from TV. Widescreen is always, or 1080 is always the best way to shoot for product demonstrations, because it gives you enough frame space to be able to bring up a product in there as well. So that would be my thoughts. Pete, what do you think about that?
Totally agree. I was just looking on my phone. I just realised I've got an extra couple of apps on there that I also use. One is called Larix, Larix, that can stream. It's a very good camera streaming piece of software that can actually stream to any kind of server, like we talked about restream.io just before. You can stream it there first and then split it up and send it then to Facebook and then to YouTube. So that's when you want to get into multiple platforms sending the stream, and I believe it also records what you're doing as well. So it's definitely works this way, and a landscape, and then you have a recording of it on there. You can get in and download it, so that's a good way. That reminds me that the other main reason you want to go to OBS is if you want to record to a hard drive in your computer on the way through. So when you just go on your phone or whatever, you just go live, you can't actually record it to your phone.
No, that's a good point.
You have to download it afterwards. The reason you would use OBS is because you can record it at the same time. So that's
and also you
major.
can't download a live stream from your phone to your camera roll. So
Yeah, good point.
you can only do that using your a laptop or a desktop. So there's all these sort of little things that make it a little bit tricky. That's if you're wanting to repurpose that content, which is another reason why we use Restream, because it enables us to share the content to all the platforms we need it to go all at the same time. In fact, that was how, dare I say it, how Donald Trump actually managed to master the media for his last presidential campaign. So when he went live, they used Restream to actually reshare the content to multiple social media channels all at the same time. And that's how he managed to saturate the market with content.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep. There's another one called Streamlabs as well.
Yep, that's a good one.
Streamlabs is an app as well as a platform that you can use. So it looks really nice. It's a mobile. So there's a couple of them there that
you can use it on your phone, and it just means that you can connect multiple platforms with Streamlab. Is that right? Yes.
I haven't had a play around with it.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think that's the reason I downloaded it, but I just haven't got there. Of course, if we were talking about OBS, that's where to find OBS, which is Open Broadcast System, I think it is. Was the software system, something like that.
Yeah.
OBSproject.com is where to find that. Another tool I want to talk about is, because the first thing most people say is, okay, how do I bring my screen of my computer in?
That's a big question we get asked all the time.
OBS obviously can do this in the background. You can actually bring in your screens. What happens though with PowerPoint is when you present with PowerPoint, it takes over your whole screen.
Yeah.
And especially if you've got a Mac, it will take over everything, and you cannot do it in window mode. I believe PowerPoint, you can set it for just window mode, and then you can just bring the window in to OBS. The only way around that is to use a completely separate machine and bring in the desktop from that machine.
And we have loads of them here.
Yeah, we do. One of the ways to do that is using NDI, which is Network Device Interface. Okay, NDI.tv. It's by a company called New Tech, and it's a free set of tools, and what it does is it basically picks up your computer screen and sends it across the network that you have set up in your home. So it kind of works on Wi-Fi. It's better if you have it plugged in, and it sends the whole screen across, and then it turns up in OBS. If you've got the NDI tools loaded, it turns up into it. I'll just show you. It turns up as a screen in there. But it's no cables. It's all through your network.
So good.
So it's really, really good.
Thing to be aware of, though, is if you are wireless, there might be a little bit of a delay, a few seconds delay as it sort of goes around your home or your office or wherever you're using this. But right. Really good option, especially for anybody doing anything cooking-wise, and you can connect a camera above a stovetop, and you want to flick from a front bench to a stovetop. Brilliant.
Yep, and so the NDI, New Tech NDI, has an app for your phone, which turns your phone into an NDI camera.
So cool. So you can mount your camera.
Wireless, just stick it up over, as Monique's saying, if you're doing cooking, stick it up, run the app. That would then turn up into your OBS or into your Mimo Live or whatever software you're using. There's quite a few of them out there as a camera, but through the network. You can see, so this desktop that I'm sharing there, that's off my laptop. That is using the NDI tools. So I've downloaded them, I've loaded them in, and I've started it up, and then over on my other computer, the controlling computer, I have just switched that on and off. And there's another way to do it. I've got an HDMI cable that's plugged into our switch, which is getting very complicated because the switch costs $3,000. Okay, and then I can simply I have it set up, and then I have a hotkey button. I can literally just turn it across. It's very, very simple.
Now, like Pete says, it's really simple. However, if that's sounding really complex, but you love the idea of having your own TV studio in your home, get in touch with Pete or get in touch with us, you can comment below, or you can send us an email. info@yourfix.tv is probably the easiest one to get in touch with. Send us an email and Pete can actually do a one-to-one tutorial with you via Zoom or Skype, and can screen share things with you as well, and basically take you through a training to get you up and running. A lot of these tools are software tools, so you don't need additional hardware to get yourself up and running. You can download the software online, and some of them, in fact, are even free. In fact, most of them are free.
Yep, we like that.
It's great. So they're really good, easy software integrations that you can use. Even technophobes like me, yes, I have been a technophobe. Even I can use some of this stuff. Not all of it, because Pete hasn't done that training with me. But yeah, if you want to get in touch, do get in touch. So that's kind of about the infrastructure. It's really important when you're setting up your infrastructure that you have a think about what your end goal is, and where your people are. So if you've got a great following in Facebook, as an example, do your live streams on that platform. If you're growing a following on YouTube, and you are wanting to build your content library in there because you want to grow your subscribers, as an example, because you want to look at YouTube monetization, so the ad breaks in YouTube videos, and your topic is highly searchable, then you want to focus on streaming into YouTube. If you're a gamer, or even cooking shows are now going out through Twitch. So really think about the where your ideal client is and what your end game is. If it's just for brand awareness, is it just for engagement? You want a bit more engagement, so you want to increase the ability with live streaming for people to connect and ask questions like people have been doing today. Jeffrey, Andrew just asked, is that an ATEM switcher?
Yes, it's the Studio 4K.
There you go.
So,
great question.
Yep. I wouldn't get that now. I would just get one of the standard normal ones. I wouldn't worry about the 4K thing yet.
Especially because we're overloaded already.
Yeah, especially right at the moment as well. There's no point in streaming 4K. But yeah, go for the ATEM HD model, which is a nice little compact thing. I do believe that. So my model, you must match all of the cameras together. So just for the technical stuff, I'm shooting 1080 at 25p.
Yep,
so,
Jeffrey will understand that. He's an amazing cameraman. So
25 progressive, 1080, not 1080i, which was the old TV standard. But now the new ATEM will take different cameras and at different frame rates and different settings, and actually put them all together and bring them through. Yeah, mine, if it's not the same, the camera, it just won't show up. So I can't just plug any old camera in there. So I think that's a really good reason to buy one of the latest new ones.
He says he has the HD.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Then you know.
Amazing. Yeah, good stuff.
So understand where your people are and get the content to them on the platform that is going to be most suitable. And remember too, if you're in Facebook, you can only shoot portrait, but if you're doing YouTube, always shoot landscape, because it's better for every other platform if you're going to download or share the link after your live stream. Okay, so that's point. You've got one more thing to add?
No, just remembering, moving on, maybe just thinking about platforms still, live stream into LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
You need to apply. It hasn't been opened up yet, so we've applied. We're sitting waiting. Obviously, this is a business podcast, so hopefully they come back one day. It might be a little bit slow at the moment with the situation in the world. So that's there. We are definitely, I'm just checking, we're definitely live streaming on Twitch today. We're on YouTube, we're on Periscope, and we're on Facebook at the moment.
Yes, and in a Facebook watch party as well.
And in a Facebook watch party, which
so,
is
yay. Welcome, guys.
So, welcome to everybody. It's fantastic. And that's all mostly driven through series of software platforms that you can get a subscription to quite easily every month, and away you go. And so that's kind of the platform side. Okay,
so the first thing we wanted to talk about was platform. The other thing that's really important that Pete will talk about is actually checking how your live stream's going. So you'll see that he's got these headphones on, but he's actually got another earpiece in. So Pete constantly monitors everything, so he can hear the broadcast, when the broadcast comes to you guys, there's usually a 15 to 20 second delay. So we're talking here, and then, but what you're hearing is 15 seconds or so after what we're delivering, because it goes around the world through all the servers around the world to get to you. So Pete's actually hearing us talk, and then he's hearing a 15-second delay version in his other ear.
So if it stops working for up until now, it's still going perfectly. But if it stops working, it takes me about 15 seconds to realise something's wrong. So there's something wrong because it's happening at your end. But so of course, we've got two computers here. We've got a laptop in front here. I've got a phone here.
I've got a phone here, so I'm also watching it.
Two screens in front of us there, one with the program that we can see, that you can see, and one with the multi screens from our ATM switcher, which is basically, I can see they're all little box of all of the things. It's quite complicated.
In fact, I should photograph it and share it so people can see.
It's quite cool. It's quite a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun doing live streaming. We have talked about platforms. The one thing I really want to say,
I'm going to share. Keep talking, Pete.
Is test everything. So yesterday I went live to myself. I accidentally went live to my friends. When I didn't mean to. I wasn't quite ready. Let's just say I wasn't attired for going live. I wasn't dressed up at all. It was quite the opposite. It was very hot here. But test it all. Do a live stream to yourself. Do a private live stream on YouTube. Do everything. Make sure your tech works. Make sure your microphones work. There's nothing kind of more off-putting than someone going, "Oh, sorry guys, I'm just doing this for the first time and I'm not sure if it's working." So
Am I live?
Yeah. It's
test
like,
it.
No, test it all. Do you can. I mean, we tested the commenting yesterday, but it still took me a good 5 minutes to get it up and running today. So sometimes tech stuff goes wrong and you just roll with it. That's the thing. You must know your subject, and we're just about to get on to content. You must know your subject so well you can just roll with it and deal with anything. And if the camera falls off, you just pick it back up and put it back on the stand and you just keep going. Everything. The rule is keep going.
Yep, keep going. So we've even been doing live streams and we've had people knock on our door and want to talk to us and all sorts, which is another reason why we love live streaming. Live streaming is so relevant because it's right now. It's an opportunity for your ideal client to have a chat with you, to find out more, to ask, to make comments, to join a conversation. And that's really what social media is about. It's not just about advertising your products and trying to flog sales all the time. It's actually about engaging in conversation. And right now, more than ever, because of the social isolation, it doesn't mean that we're still not able to connect. I love the fact that I can still stream to my mum and chat with her, and through FaceTime, and she's in Wellington and I'm in Auckland. So being able to still feel really connected to her every day is so brilliant right now. So technology is great, and it's a wonderful way, particularly if you're a coach, if you sell products, if you have any business that might be of help to anybody right now. It's not just about making the sales right now. It's about having a conversation with people that's going to help them through not just this 4 weeks that we've got to be in isolation, but in fact the next 3 to 5 years, to be honest, because I think the effects of what's going on right now are going to really directly affect us for at least the next 18 months, according to the documentation I've read. And then the roll-on effect of that, it's going to be 3 to 5 years that we all need to help each other rebuild our businesses and keep on going, keep on trucking.
Yeah.
So content. A lot of people have a problem with going live because they don't know what to say.
Whoopsie.
Of course, I never have a problem knowing what to say because my job is to always know what to say at the right time and when to say it and how to say it. In fact, I really struggle to switch that off, to be fair. Pete, while he is sometimes seen to be the quiet one out of us, oh no, that's just a facade. Pete is not quiet in the slightest. In fact, he sometimes is actually more talkative than me. So we wanted to talk to you about some really, really simple ideas on how to structure content. Pete, do you want to have a quick natter about the sales process?
Okay.
Because obviously people use live streaming to sell products, to sell their businesses, to sell their services, to educate, to inform, to entertain, whatever they're doing. There's got to be some sort of exchange somewhere along the line, and sales is one of the biggest things that everybody is looking for.
Yep.
So Pete, go.
Sales process. Okay, we break it down into nice 3 easy steps because that just means you can remember them. You don't never need to think about it once you get these 3 steps in there. You've got 3 steps. Okay, the first one is brand awareness. Okay, that's making sure everyone knows about you, who you are and what you stand for, what you're selling, where you are, and getting in front of people for the first time even. So that's a very, very wide, so it's a funnel because it gets smaller. As it gets to the bottom, you lose people. So you start with them right at the top. The more people in the top of the funnel, more people that can end down in the bottom of the funnel. So what happens is people don't just go straight to the sale. If you've ever just talked to somebody and they've gone straight to the sale, they were already well down somebody's funnel and you just happen to pick them off at the right time.
Yep.
Okay. So brand awareness is number 1. Number 2, right in the middle of the funnel, is engagement. So engagement is where you give people, start a conversation with them, you give back to them, you get them to trust you, you build up the trust by engaging with them with content. You can give them more information, you can give free giveaways, you can use video content, you can do all sorts of things in that middle of the funnel. Middle of the funnel, very important, because if you build trust with them, then they will be really, really heading down the funnel to get down to the bottom. And the third part is conversion, the third one of the funnel. Right at the bottom is the conversion. And that's where the sale happens, obviously. But what happens normally is people go, yep, cool, here's my product, now buy it.
No.
And we call it when we go into the supermarket and you've got somebody there and they've got their
Selling cheese. It's a cheese demo.
Cheese demo. Would you
And
like
you
some
pick up,
cheese?
I'd love some cheese, thank you, sir. Num, num, num,
Would
num.
you like to buy some?
No, see, he just jumped straight to the sale. And I find that really offensive. You guys probably do too, I would assume.
Yep. So we call it flogging the cheese.
Yep.
Don't flog the cheese, right? Just don't flog the cheese. You've got to get people into the middle of the funnel where they trust you, and then you can massage them down and give them a reason why they want to go to the conversion. You can't just go straight to the conversion because they'll just jump straight out of your funnel and run away.
So the way to keep people engaged is through the quality of your content and the content points within a piece of content. So a really simple formula when it comes to structuring a live stream piece, and we do it, we make a lot of notes. That's a short list today. Normally everything is noted out to make sure we stay on track. The first thing you do is you want to set up a premise of who you are, your expertise, what you do, what you stand for, the value that you give, the value that your company provides to make people's lives better, that sort of thing. Just a little bit of an overview of how you provide value and perhaps the topic that you're going to talk about. And it's always really important to talk about a topic that might be a pain point for somebody else, for your ideal client. So today we know a lot of people have been asking us about live streaming. How have we managed to reach 150 million people, over 150 million in the last couple of years? Doing this. Just this, chatting with people, talking about great products and starting out with that pain point. So today is here's some tips and tricks on how to get yourself started with live streaming. So I know a lot of people are now jumping onto live streaming because they're at home. A lot of our musician friends are now hopping on to be able to share their creativity and their art. So highlight that sort of pain point or that challenge and then move into how you as a business solve that problem or how you help your ideal client move through that process to a happy resolution. So the brain can only remember 3 content points max. So it is really important to make sure that you have those signposted really strongly. So you have your intro and with the pain point, the 3 ways that you help your clients solve that problem. And at the very end, you are obliged to ask them to get in touch. Yep. Because they have listened to your points. They already see that you're an expert in your arena. They see that you are potentially a thought leader if that's part of the strategy that you're after. They know what to do next. If you tell them otherwise, you will lose the sale or the lead to someone else. I am obliged to tell you that our website is is yourfixcommunications.com. That's our communication website. It's my job to encourage you to go to that website if you want to find out more about how we help businesses, entrepreneurs, influencers grow their impact in the digital space. That's my job. Yep. So intro, 3 points on how you solve the pain point you're talking about, and only focus on one topic per live stream. That's the other thing I would say. And then close out with your call to action. Jeffrey Andrews just said, good stuff, Pete. Excellent info.
Cool. Great,
Brilliant.
Great.
So it's really simple. You don't have to think about a million things. One topic, three ways you solve it, and a call to action.
Yep.
There you go. That's my 2 cents worth.
Easy.
And
Easy.
when it comes to structuring that content, by the way, if you are really stuck, if you don't know what to say, that's the area of the business that I really work in. And I do one-on-one trainings in presentation to camera and also on tips and tricks on engagement and content structure. So you can actually get in touch with me directly, Monique at yourfixcommunications.com. You can get in touch and I can help you through a Skype or a Zoom. I can talk you through everything you need to know, right down to increasing engagement in your, say, your Facebook group if you're doing a live stream in there, increasing engagement in your social media. Oh, there's so many things I can teach you. And the final thing that I guess we want to talk about is what to do with that content. So there you go. There's my email address. You're welcome to get in touch if you need some help on your content for your website or your social media or your live streams. Obviously, it's really important, once you've got your content, to share it everywhere. Share it with Wild Abandon. You're here to help others, so show them how you help them. It's really that simple. So again, it comes back to what you were saying in the beginning, Pete, why we use OBS, because we can actually record all of this content. So one content piece is going to be shared into LinkedIn as an example. We're already multi-streaming across multiple channels, but using OBS is a great way to really capture that content.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Well, once you have it, obviously, getting that is the first bit. Once you have it, the very obvious thing is you're listening to us as a podcast. You can strip the audio off and load it just audio up to iTunes or other platforms as a podcast only. So if you are doing a live stream and you want to use it for audio only of podcast, just remember to describe things a little bit better. Just don't say, take a look at this. You kind of have to tell people what this actually is.
That's
so
right.
That's just a little thing. But definitely once you have that content, you can do whatever you want with it. You can put it up. So if you just recorded it and you went live on Facebook, now's the opportunity. You can put it onto YouTube. As an uploaded video for on demand, you can chop it up. As I mentioned earlier, if you're streaming on YouTube, you can actually chop off the front and backs with the studio, which makes it a little bit more pleasant. People waiting for a minute 27 before you actually go live, because it takes a bit of time to get things going.
And what I love too is that once you've got that content, say you're putting it into Facebook or you've streamed it to Facebook, after the broadcast, you can then put a boost on it, so that will help you reach more people. So all of a sudden, people who didn't know about you and didn't know how you can help them, suddenly your content is being shared to those ideal clients. So that's a great strategy as well. And then too, it's an opportunity to increase engagement. So in the description underneath your video as well, once you've done the live, so it's all captured, you've got a boost on there. Make sure you share the website link of where people can go to find out more. Already Jeffrey Andrew has said, I'm in your funnel now. Not a euphemism. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
It's just a great way to use helpful content to help others at a time where we all need to help each other. So make sure you have you do share a link to where people can get in touch with you, or your website link, so people can in their own time have a scroll through your website and find out more about what you do. Share the content.
On the sharing side of it all, also as a good example, we did a live stream with Chef Kevin Blakeman the other day on how to make pasta in your home. Easy, do it with the kids. It's so simple. He shared it into groups because he is members of groups. So join lots of groups, so industry groups or whatever type of groups,
or interest groups,
that type of thing. He shared that in there. That video's had 7,000 views, mostly because of the shares.
It's great. So as an engagement strategy and as a reach strategy, comments are awesome, but the more shares you get, the more organic reach you'll grow. And that's so the real key with the algorithms in Facebook right now is it's all about sharing content. When a content piece is shared, it appears to the algorithms that it's of interest. So in saying that, if you're watching this now and this has been helpful to you, please share this content everywhere.
Awesome.
So yeah, sharing is really important right now. I've talked about content structure. We've talked about platforms, understanding where your ideal client is. I think we've covered everything that we wanted to cover. So let me just recap. Make sure you know the tools and how to use them and test them. That's really important. And that actually goes along with content. Make sure that you have structured your content so it's clear and concise, and you've rehearsed your content as well. That's always really important. Check your tech too. That's part of your rehearsal space as well. And share your content with wild abandon. Share it into every group if you can. Put a boost on it because that will help. It's similar to advertising, get you more shares and more views as well. Anything else?
Probably just we haven't got really technical. You might think I did, but I didn't. We've got lighting. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights around us. So it's nice and even. So there's little things like that. Just make sure your lighting's good.
Lighting's good, yeah.
I saw a live stream, somebody doing something the other day, and it's their prerogative, but they were sitting and a big light right there behind them. Where's my hand? There. And so the screen of what they were using to record, obviously probably their phone, their face was dark because the light was blur and really blowing out. So just think about that.
Definitely. And
maybe they wanted their
maybe
face
they wanted
in
it.
darkness.
Maybe it was a little George Orwell inspiration or something like that.
So that's about all I can think of.
The other thing, because we have to go, guys, we have to go. But the last thing I would say too is if you are going to live stream, think about your background. This is our office, so what you're seeing is our office. Please don't ever sit in front of Venetian blinds. The light coming through is really distracting, and it's really hard for the viewer to watch. So think critically about what you're sitting in front of, and don't sit in front of a window because that will often put you into shadow as well. You don't want to be in silhouette. This is your money maker, people. So make sure you've got some good light. In fact, put the window on the opposite side so you've got lovely, fresh, natural light in front of you. Right, that's time good. To go, Pete.
Okay, that's just making sure that you all know how to get in touch with Monique if you wanted help with your content structure.
Please do, get in touch. And do you have our website one there as well?
No, that was the one I changed.
Oh, that was the one I changed. Yourfixcommunications.com is our website. It shows you the vast array of things that we do to help people grow their impact in the digital world, whether you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, whether you're in network marketing, or you're wanting to become an influencer in this time. We help with everybody, small businesses right through to great big corporates. We do it all.
There it is.
So there you go. There's Pete Ward, and there is Your Fix Communications. By the way, that software we're using today is called Memo Live. And if you want to know more about how to create your own TV studio in your own home right now, there are ways and means to do it. So get in touch with Pete via the Your Fix Communications website.
Absolutely.
Right, time for us to go. I am Monique Bradley.
And I am Pete Ward. Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys.
A pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun talking about live streaming. And if you get stuck, get in touch. All right, time to go. Thanks, guys.